Welcome everyone. My name is Nicole, and today we have a 40-minute mandala class. So we move around the circle, the mat in like a circular fashion, and then we move back around, and depending on time, once or twice. We'll begin seated though for a little bit of a warm up. So if you want to sit up on a block, a bolster, that's more comfortable for you, then feel free. Let's go ahead and rest our hands down and begin breathing deeply in through the nose and out the nose. Just taking a moment here to connect to your breath, connect to the moment. And let's bring our hands to prayer. And if you'd like to set an intention for the class, maybe just pick a word, anything that calls to you, resonates with you, that you maybe like to see more of in your life. And then we're gonna drop the fingers down, inhale them to the sky. Exhale, do a little twisty flow here. Look over your left shoulder on the exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhaling. Back through center, and the side stretch, right fingers off to the side and the left fingers sweep up and over. Really reach and then draw that shoulder back down. If you kind of overextended it and it's in your ear, look up or down if your neck bothers you. And then inhale, come on up, reach the fingers off to the other side, and then those right hand comes up and really reaches, and draw that shoulder back down, look up, and rest the head gently down. And now come back up through center, switch across on the legs. Let's do some spinal circles, any direction, because we'll do both ways. Keeping your core engaged, moving in a way that hopefully feels good in your body, and then switch directions and notice any differences between sides. Beautiful. Interlace your hands, fingers, palms pressed together. Roll out the wrists, making little figure eights or little infinity signs. Beautiful. Shake it up. And come around onto all fours and table. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll do some cat-cow here. Pressing down and away with the hands. Tailbones tilt to the sky for cow, looking up. And then pulling through the core, rounding behind the back of the heart, dropping the head for cat. And then rocking back and forth between the two. Last round. And come to neutral. We're going to lift the knees and the hips back towards the feet and up high for downward dog. Checking out your hands, bending your knees a whole bunch, making sure they are, all 5 fingers are spreading, pressing down and away, getting your hips high, dropping the head, maybe pedaling out the feet from here. And then we're going to send our right toes to the sky. Coming up on the ball of the back foot. We're going to shift forward between the hands. Maybe come up on the fingertips or use blocks. Curl into your navel. Get that foot through. Take a couple steps if you need to. Press strongly out your back heel. And we're going to keep all the engagement. Squeezing the legs together. Coming up. High lunge. Standing strongly out your back heel. That back leg nice and straight. Fingers to the sky. And then on the exhale, we're going to sweep that right hand down. Left hand twist open. Look behind you. Inhale. Sweep up. 2 more times. Exhale, twist open. Inhale. And last time, exhale, twist open. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down to the floor. We're going to take our right hand, going to thread through. And then open up for another twist here. Look up. Exhale, sweep that hand through. And twist open. Last time. Beautiful. Right hand comes down. Lower your back knee. Press through that front heel, sending your right hip, squaring it back for half splits. Fingers press down. Pull. Chin, heart forward. And then drop the head. Take a few breaths. You can use blocks on either side here to stay a little more lifted. Feel a little more supported. And then shift forward. Lift your back knee. Now we're going to start to turn around the mat. So I'm going to turn away from you. Pivot those toes to the long edge of the mat. A little micro bend in the knees. Tilt your tailbones to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. Let the head come down. If you're using the blocks, just bring them along with you. Let the head, neck, face release. And keep all the engagement in the legs, pulling up on the knees. Squeezing the feet together slightly. Core engaged. Inhale, halfway look up. And then we're going to turn to the back of our mat. Engaging, pressing out the heel. And preparing to squeeze those legs together and come up into high lunge. Beautiful. Pressing strongly out your back heel. And then we're going to drop that left hand, twist open, look to the back. Inhale. 2 more times. Exhale, drop that left hand down, twist open. Beautiful. Exhale your right hand down to the floor. That left hand's gonna sweep through the hole here and then open up, twist open once more. Look up. Exhale, release that hand through. Inhale, twist open. And left hand comes around that front foot, lower your back knee, and then press through your front heel for half splits on the left side, engaging the core, coming forward the chest, chin, and then with all that length, dropping the head from there. And then shift forward. Lift your back knee. Step into plank and pause for a couple breaths. Good job. And then we're going to lower, keep the shoulders lifted, elbows hugging in, and come all the way down. Beautiful. Inhale, roll your shoulders up. Inhale, baby cobra, no arms. Take a deep breath in, feel the slight lift. And then exhale, the sinking. Press the hands down, curl the toes under, lift, press up, push up, and then exhale, press back, downward dog. Couple of breaths. And then inhale, right toes to the sky. Coming up on the ball of the back foot or using the blocks. Knee into navel. Step through. Turn the back heel down to the floor now and in slightly so we can come into warrior one. Squeezing the legs together. Once more. Fingers to the sky. And now before we had our heel lifted. And we just have it turned in and down. If you prefer the lunge, you can always just keep that heel lifted as well. Fingers high, and then interlace them behind the low back. Pick the shoulders up, roll them down, get a little heart opening here, and then begin to shift forward. You can stay here, or bring the wrist all the way overhead. You can also bring fingertips off to the side of the mat. Humble warrior. And then squeeze. Come back up. Warrior one. And then we're going to let that left hand sweep down. And then pivot both our toes to the long end of the mat. And come into this star pose. Toes slightly pointed out. Really extend out in all four directions. Beautiful. Hands to hips. Now turn the heels in. Squat down low. Goddess. Maybe sway side to side. And then straighten. Turn the toes slightly in now. Tailbones to the sky. Forward fold. Let the head drop down. Take a few breaths here. One more. Deep breath in. Let it go. Now halfway look up. Chin lifts. And then we're going to turn over and back to the front of our mat. Left foot's in front. Let that back heel come down. Squeeze. Lift. Come up. Warrior one on the left side. Pressing out. That back heel. Pelvis is sort of off to the right corner of my mat here. Sinking low. Right thighs rolling out. And now fingers interlace. Pick the shoulders up. Roll them down. Shift forward. And then you can bring the fingers off the side of the mat. You could just stay high working, or bring the wrist all the way overhead. Humble warrior. And then inhale, squeeze, come back up, warrior one. And then exhale, fingers come down over your front leg. Turn your back heel up, plank. You always do half plank. Couple breaths. And then elbows in, lower all the way down. Beautiful. You can prefer to rest like this with your forehead on your hands, or send your knees wide, toes touch for child's pose. And then if you come in the child's pose, we're going to come back onto our bellies. Bring our forearms out in front. Press your elbows down, forearms down, and slightly away to help you broaden open across your heart space. Few breaths in Sphinx right here. So we've done one circle around our mat. So we're going to prepare to do another one in different sequence. And then hands move towards under your shoulders. Inhale, we're going to do upward dog or baby cobra. So baby cobra, no arms, or upward dog, knees lift. And then pull through your core to come press those hips back and up into downward dog. You can pedal out the feet. You can turn the heels side. Look me up on the ball to side. And then right toes to the sky. This time open your hip for a little boy dog. Keeping your shoulders level. Don't twist the shoulders open. Keep them locked down, pressing evenly through the hands, and then engage, pull your knee into your core. Step through. Don't forget to use blocks if that's helpful for you. And turn the back heel in. Warrior two this time as we cartwheel the arms up. Send them out. Straight out of your shoulders. Look over that middle finger. Maybe lift the shoulders in your ears and then roll them gently up and down your back. And then maybe do a little sway side to side. See if you can find where shoulders meet over your hips. And then with that back hand, come down your back leg, and with the right hand, turn the palm and let it come up. Reach, arc back, reverse warrior. And then inhale, come on up. Straighten your front leg. Reach out, out, out over that front leg. And let the finger come down on a block, triangle. You can bring your left hand to your heart to encourage the twisting open of the upper back. Left hand to the sky. If your neck bothers you, you can just relax it down. And then bend that front leg. Come back into warrior two. And then we're going to turn both toes slightly into the long edge of our mat. Hands to hips. A little bend in the knees as you tilt that tailbone to the sky. Begin to forward fold. Using the blocks here if you like. Or fingers to the floor. Inside of the feet. Or a little toe lock. Inhale, halfway, look up. Hands to hips, a little bend in the knees. Come all the way to standing. Turn your left toes to the back short edge of the mat. Squat down low. Extend your arms out. Warrior two with the left side. Front thighs lightly rolling out. Extending strongly out the back leg. Maybe doing a little sway. If anything, just give you something to focus on instead of the burning out of your legs, right? And then back hand on the back leg. Turn your palm up and reverse your warrior. And then inhale, come back up, straightening your front leg. Reach out, out, out. So you can't come anymore. And then the hand comes down on a block, the shin, the floor. Roll open through the upper back, right hand to the sky. Keep breathing deeply. And then the right hand come down over the front leg. Turn your back heel up. And step through plank. Pause. Take a breath in. Elbows in, lower all the way down. Beautiful. And let's bring our hands out. Let's rest our forehead on our hands. Take a few deep belly breaths here. Really notice the belly expanding into the floor in the inhale. And then releasing, just to bring in as much relaxation as you can on the exhale. And then bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, let's press up on all fours. And inhale, right finger fingers to the sky and then thread through, dropping your shoulder head down. Twist open, look slightly up. You can use your left fingertips as like a little bit of a, to help you press slightly, help you twist open more. And then go ahead and come on out. Sway it out. And then left fingers to the sky, look up, and then thread through, shoulder down. Twist open through the upper back, core engaged. Deep breathing. And then go ahead and come on out. Sway it out once more. Press down strong with the hands, engaging the core, rounding so you can step that right foot through between your hands. Extend strongly out your back heel, low lunge. Go ahead and lower your back knee. Let the back toes uncurl, and then widen that right foot off to the edge of the mat. Hands under your shoulders. Keep energetically pulling that right knee into your midline. You can stay here, or maybe you want to come down onto your forearms. And then go ahead and come back up, pressing down with those hands. Put a little more weight in your left hand so you can turn open to your right. Kick the back foot in, reach for it, resist, creating the bow like action. Look over your right shoulder. And then release. Turn back around your front foot. And then pressing through that front heel, send your right hip back, and we'll do a little half splits here. Getting the most out of this pose. Knee is directly under your hip. And then I'm really engaging, coming forward and lifting all that before just dropping my head. You can use blocks to stay up higher here as well too. And then shift forward. Lift your back knee. Turn those toes to the long edge of the mat. Hips high. Exhale, forward fold. You can do any of the hand variations between the feet, toes. You can bring the wrist overhead. And now halfway look up. And turn over the left leg. And lower the back knee, uncurl the toes. Turn that foot off to the edge of the mat a little bit more. Keep drawing that knee into the midline. So you're not just hanging out here, but we're trying to keep a little more active. You stay higher, you want to come down on your forearms. if you've come down. And we're gonna put a little more weight in that right hand, kicking the back foot in. You can lasso it with a strap if you can't quite reach it yet. And then resist the foot in the hand. Look over that left shoulder. Beautiful. And then release. And moving that foot back towards the middle of the mat. And then pressing through the heel. Send your left hip squared back with your right. Pressing on those fingertips to help you pull your heart forward. Chin lifts. And then drop the head. Half splits. And then inhale, shift forward, lift your back knee, step to plank, pause again, few breaths. And then elbows in, lower, all the way down. Beautiful. Let's bring our forearms out. And we'll do a little half frog here. Draw your right knee up and at a 90-degree angle. And breathe in. Kind of just focus on seeing if you can relax that right side of your hip with your breath. See if you can just notice if you can let go some. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Drawing that right leg back. Now draw your left knee up. And breathe and focus on trying to release that left side of your pelvis down. And then one leg meets the other. Let's come down. Let's press up to the knees. And then curl your toes under. You can come back into yogi squat or come from standing down onto a block or into the squat pose. We can also use a wall for balance here. And let's just take a moment in yogi squat before we finish the rest of our cool down. Really pressing the elbows and knees into one another to help create the resistance needed to open across your heart. And then come down onto our bums. And then all the way onto our backs. And then cross your right ankle just above your left knee. Pick your left foot off the floor. Right hand comes through the hole and either underneath the thigh or up and around the top of the shin. Breathe into your hips or any places you're feeling sensation. Beautiful, and release. We're going to switch sides. Left ankle just above the right knee. Picking that foot off the floor. The hand comes through the hole and either underneath the thigh or around above the shin. Keeping the feet flexed and breathing deeply. And then go ahead and come undone. Place the soles of the feet to touch. Hands can rest on the thighs. Few breaths here before our final pose, shavasana, our final relaxation. And then extend the legs long, let them open up, and then shoulders lightly roll under, palms turn up. And shavasana. You can take any little adjustments you need here to find the most comfort. Maybe your knees knocked in, or an eye pillow, or blanket, or whatever you need to do to just drop out for the next several minutes. I'll sit and hold space and guide you out in just a few. Begin to deepen your breath and roll to your right side. Just pause for a moment. And then as you feel ready, use your hands to push yourself gently back to seated. Taking another second here to just notice how you're doing and how the class has impacted you, or any differences between beginning and end, and congratulate yourself for showing up, the hardest part. So thank you so much for practicing with me. The light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. Take care.